EA Sports and the PGA Tour so proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From La Jolla, California and scenic Torrey Pines Golf Course, it's the final round of the Farmers Insurance Open. Well, this is unquestionably one of the best spots in the sport. We know that by looking at the field. The golf course is immaculate. This is Southern California in all its glory as we check the Sunday leaderboard. We've got a tie at the top at 6 under par. Let's get right out to it as we pick up the action on the tee at the par 3 16th. That was obviously well struck, but it came in a little too hot, and that one's going to run out and leave him a much longer birdie putt than he would have hoped for. Yeah, I think he expected that to be a little quicker down the slope, but not too bad. Okay, that'll be a par here at 16, and he'll remain at 6 under par. Crucial 17th hole here at Torrey Pines, 443-yard par 4. Louis Oosthuizen hit it left here at the 2021 U.S. Open in the final round, and he paid the price. He did not win that major. Walking the course today, let's bring in Nota Begay the third.
144 left to the hole, pin all the way on the right.
Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in. In the rough now, wondering what might have been. I think he'll be fairly pleased with that, Frank. What do you think?
I certainly do. It was so good.
No problems there. That's a par here at 17. And he'll stay right where he is. Here we are at the finishing hole at Torrey Pines, 570-yard 18th. Idyllic par 5. Fairly straight the whole way, but that pond they call Devlin's Billabong always makes going for the green into a risky proposition. drives today. That might be the biggest of the bunch. Well, that did carry the water, but it'll wind up in the left-hand bunker that brackets this 18th green. So he'll dig in here as he readies his third for this par 5. Not quite enough on that one, but shouldn't be too much trouble from there.
You need to be very delicate on these greens, so all things considered, I think you'll take that.
So he'll finish up here at 18, and that's going to wrap up our 18 holes of golf. For our featured golfer, Frank, they gave it everything they had, but it's not quite enough. It'll be a runner-up finish.
Yeah, so close. If, buts, shoulds, coulds. We all know that. There's pain, don't get me wrong, but it was a good watch.
So as always, a EA Sports and the PGA Tour so proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From spectacular Pebble Beach, California, final round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Tell you what, we have seen some tremendous golf this week, outdone only by the incredible beauty that is the coastline of the Monterey Peninsula as we check the Sunday leaderboard. Shane Lowry is on top. He's off to a 4-under start. Meanwhile, our featured golfer looking to cobble together a solid round here on this fine Sunday. that'll do just fine. A good start to this final round, safely in the fairway at 1. So not a whole lot left to go here as he'll set up his second for this par 4. Nah, nothing to it. Very well judged there. 5 feet now for birdie. Yeah, that's a good putt. It's a birdie here at 1. And he will definitely not say no to that.
Frank, interestingly, this hole number 2 plays as a par 4 for the U.S. Open. It is a par 5. It's absolutely gettable, and players must take advantage.
Certainly, Rich. Off that back tee, really you've got to grab a driver. I know there's bunkers left and right, but the decision is whether that tee shot finishes in the fairway, because if it does, you're going to have a crack at this par 5 and 2. If it doesn't, then you play the layup.
And this round starting off strong after the birdie at the first. This in the fairway at number 2. Second shot coming up. Let's check in for the first time with Nota Begay the third.
When you find yourself in the fairway on the second at Pebble, you have a great opportunity to take advantage of one of the easiest holes on the course.
That second shot got all the way down by the green, but in the bunker. So we'll have to see what the explosion shot can do from here. Really need a birdie right now.
Okay, a good out, and that's what will remain for birdie. Now, that's going to miss right, and a good opportunity goes by the wayside. That finished off for par here with the second, and he'll remain in red figures at 1 under.
Well, Frank, here we are at the third. Severe dog leg left, and I'm just curious how much of that dog leg the big hitters might think about chewing off.
Rich, the game has changed so much. If there's a hint of a breeze behind, I mean, really, have a crack at it with a driver. It's about 350 yards, really, to the front edge of the green. But if not, you've got to negotiate those 3 bunkers on the right side. And depending on what club you want to have to head off the tee, decide which one of those bunkers you want to aim at.
I'll tell you what, that swing, absolutely perfect. A good result as well. So after that bomb of a drive, this is second to the par 4. Some work, but it'll end up okay.
14 feet to the hole.
Oh, yes. Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. Will certainly help the cause. With Stillwater Bay on the right, this is Pebble's picturesque 333-yard par 4 fourth. Tee shot can be anything from long iron to driver, but beware of the 9 bunkers surrounding the fairway and green.
Well, it's in the first cut. We know you can't spin the ball as much from the first cut. Still lying okay.
About a 60% make percentage from here. This for birdie. Oh, good run going here early. This is birdies at 3 and 4. And he'll move to 3 under here. Just one shot off the lead.
So here we are, Frank, the 5th hole, the first of the 4 par 3s at Pebble Beach. It doesn't get all the love that some of the others do, but this one has the players' attention. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, it certainly does, Rich. Everybody wants to take a picture, down by the 7th, 17th hole, famous par 3. Remember Jack Nicklaus's 1-iron, but believe me, I think this hole is every bit as tough as 17.
That's the danger of this back hole location. If you're not precise with your distance, you can run out of green in a hurry. Now a second to this par 3. Yeah, that's a good putt. It is a par here at the 5th, and he'll stay at -3. Well, now Pebble Beach begins to really open up with some of the most famous holes in the world. We'll begin with a 498-yard par 5 6th. Pacific Ocean on the right and a row of bunkers on the left. Treacherous is a word that comes to mind. Okay, that's going to be safely in the fairway, and that's where you need to play from if you're going to make a final round surge. Well within range from here. A second now to the par 5. Be pleased with that one. On and two, par 5. Didn't fly it there, but didn't have to. Got everything he needed out of that shot. Now this, just outside of 25 feet for eagle. Yeah, that's a pretty good effort right there. We've seen others leave that putt much shorter than that. Okay, well done there. It's a birdie here at the 6th. And he will definitely not say no to that.
Tee at number 7, and Frank, this is the shortest hole in championship golf. It is also one of the most beautiful holes in championship golf.
Yeah, it certainly is, and people assume that short is easy, but just look how small that target is.
Well, he played it safe, but that's okay there on the front part of the green. A birdie putt down to Iona.
Yeah, this is a sweeping putt from left to right. It's going to fire away as it trundles to the hole.
Oh, dude, that. What a roll that was. A long one in for birdie. Will certainly help the cause. We head now to the 416-yard 8th hole, one of the premier par 4s in golf. Fairway wood or long iron off the tee, giving way to a long approach over the cliffs and a yawning chasm below. the fairway. Let's go to Noda.
Aggressive off the tee, ball lucky not to run out of fairway and into the ocean, but now sitting in an ideal spot with access to the green.
Really nothing wrong with that approach shot. Just a little shy of where you'd like to finish up, but still one good putt, maybe a birdie.
Now this for another birdie.
And he should be able to control the speed. It's uphill, not much break in it, maybe just a touch to the left.
He was about ready to walk that in. That looked on target the whole way. Okay, back in for par here at the 8th. And the lead will remain 1.
2019 U.S. Open number 9 was the hardest hole on the golf course. Frank, give yourself certainly a good crack at 4 by hitting the fairway.
And that's all you wanted to do in 2019. It's fine to say all too, but having to hit the left side of this fairway just to keep it in play, and then once again hit into, I know we say this a lot here, but a very narrow green and a very small green, but this time with a long club.
The rhythm is definitely there today. Another wonderful tee shot. From the fairway, we check in with Noda.
Well, when you find your ball in the fairway at the 9th, you hit a great tee shot, one of the most difficult fairways to hit on the entire golf course, but now it opens up the opportunity to hit a great second.
Oh, and a bit of good fortune there. That would have been much tougher if it had stayed in that rough. Instead, it works free and onto the fringe. Yes, smart play from that distance. Just use the putter to make sure you get the line. And this one goes down for a birdie. Starting the backside with a 444-yard par 4 10th, the last in this stretch along Carmel Bay, offering the widest fairway at Pebble, feeding left to right toward the water. Solid, a good drive in the fairway. Wind coming from his right as he gets set for his second.
It's a bit of a head turner, really. That was a green light situation from that distance, and far from the best shot I've seen today.
Chance now for another birdie. Oh, wow, that is some kind of perfect line. It's in for a birdie. And stop the press as if you've heard this before. He's well on his way to yet another victory on the year.
Well, this is where Pebble Beach changes significantly. We're going away from the Pacific Ocean now, up the hill toward the forest. Frank, what do you think of the 11th hole?
Well, it's tricky, Rich. Number one, because it's blind, as you've detailed, but uphill and it's sea level, so that tee shot's not going to go that far. There is a run out down that left side, just inside the tree line there. That's about 308 yards, but you're not going to go that far. So really, you have to respect this hole. Just hit a fairway fine.
That was a beautiful golf swing right there. Everything working in harmony and a great result in the fairway. So from right around 80 yards or so, this is second. That'll do just fine. Just 6 feet left for the birdie. A good opportunity lost there. Okay, well done. It is a par here at 11, and the lead's going to stay at 3. And now we arrive at the 202-yard par 3 12. Best to work the ball right to left, landing as softly as possible on one of the firmest greens at Pebble Beach. Yeah, that one came in a little hot. It's safely on, but it'll be a long look coming up. We welcome in Iona Stephen. This, a putt for birdie.
Well, even though this is a longer putt, it's very makeable. Mostly flat overall, maybe just a slight break to the right, but not very much.
Oh, that nearly went in. That's a touch of class right there. Very good effort. That one safely in. It's a par here at 12. And this will remain a 3-shot lead.
Well, Well, this par 4 13th hole doesn't show up on a lot of postcards the way, say, the 8th hole would. But, Frank, this is a legitimate and challenging par 4, isn't it?
It certainly is, Rich. 400 yards, but it plays longer than that by virtue of being uphill. But the addition of those 3 bunkers in on the right side have certainly shrunk the width of this fairway. Plus, it still tips from the right side to the left side. And you've got an uphill second shot. So, I've seen everything here. 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, you name it.
That's the kind of swing you want to break down and study. Perfect tempo on the backswing, club head pointing to the target, and then just an explosion through impact. Very well done. He'll be factoring in this breeze in his face as he sets for a second. Is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. Shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Well judged. That is in for par here at 13. And he's going to hold on to that 3-shot lead. We arrive now at the 582-yard par 5 14th. It is one of the hardest holes on the PGA Tour, year in, year out. This is a bear. Oh, that is squeezing every inch of distance out of the golf swing. That was as powerful as you're going to see. Has to be thrilled with that second shot here to the par 5. Frank got everything out of that.
Yeah, did well just to advance the ball so far down the fairway. And now a fairly straightforward third shot.
Now this for another birdie. That's how you play this 14th hole. That's in for birdie. And after the second place finish a week ago, he's closing in on a victory here.
Here at the 15th, a good drive, Frank, would be right down the middle. A bad drive would be on 17-mile drive. As scenic as it is, it's not where you want to be, is it? It's out of bounds.
Well, you can't afford to go right. You can't afford to pay for that real estate on the right either. So, yeah, anything down there. And fortunately, it's a downhill tee shot. I know there's sort of 4 bunkers really down the left side, but really it's the pop bunker that has to be avoided. Ball's back in the fairway. I guess it's better to be lucky than good.
So can he capitalize on the break here? His second from the short grass. Okay, that's acceptable there. Boy, that's a good stroke. Just a fraction off target, but you can't get the speed any better than that. Okay, a solid par here at the 15th. And this will stay a 4-shot advantage with time run out for the rest of the field. Now the heart begins to race a little bit because you know you're playing one of the greatest finishing stretches in the entire sport of golf. Starting with the 16th, it's only 400 yards. If you can carry that island bunker, you can jumpstart your run to the house with a birdie 3. This one's starting a little bit right. Just under 80 yards to go now as he'll decide how to flight his second. Okay, on the green, but let's go leave a putt that will get your attention. Chance now for another birdie.
Well, I've really been impressed with how he's handled the speed on the greens, but this one is going to be a tester down the hill.
Nope, not enough. Needed to get that a little further out to the right. He'll finish that one off with no problem. It's in for par. and he'll maintain that 4-shot lead.
17th hole here at Pebble Beach, all about history and all about beauty. Frank, what's the best way to make that 3 and get onto that 18th tee?
Well, first of all, it depends where the flag is cut, on the right side or the left side, because really this green is like a figure 8 on a 45-degree angle. On the left side, it's a much longer carry, and you've got to really hit your tee shot properly to make the ball carry that bunker and stop in time. On the right side, you can see, you go with a shorter club and the title's bigger.
That is a low, penetrating ball flight, very well executed. 9 feet remaining here for birdie. Oh, finishing strong. That's in for birdie here at 17. And the rest of the field squarely in the rear view mirror now. This is up to a 5-shot lead. Well, you're not just playing the 18th hole at Pebble Beach, are you? You're taking a moment to soak it all in. Stand on that tee box, look out at the Pacific Ocean, think about what's happened here, who's played this hole, who's made history here, and then you let it rip. Yes, step 1 out of the way. It is in the fairway at 18. One more good approach shot could just about seal it.
Two solid shots at the par 5 and found the green side bunker. Lie looks good. Now, just needed a good bunker shot.
Not quite on in 2. Here's the 3rd from the green side bunker. All right, not exactly what you're hoping for, but safely on a putting surface with birdie still in play. Now this for another birdie. Yeah, that's how to end it. Back-to-back birdies at 17 and 18. And that, wow, a 10 under 62. That was a great round of golf right there. Frank, unquestionably a satisfying victory for our featured player. You won 15 times on tours around the world, including the PGA Tour. What's the significance of the second victory?
It's a great question, Rich, and I think that to answer you simply, it's huge, but to sort of detail it more, the first one, there's always question marks. People tag around